Hello, welcome to Considering Assessment Options for Midlifers. It's important to be very thoughtful about assessments when we are thinking about folks who are at midlife. In this presentation, we will spend some time in considering the important characteristics of choosing your assessments. Donald Super and his developmental tasks are key to helping us to identify and meet clients' needs. And that is especially true for midlifers. Midlifers' lives are complex, and they are often engaged in demanding roles of work, children, partner, parents, or caring for other relatives, or other roles that are important to them. Throughout this video, we are going to be looking at several different possibilities for assessments. Particularly, we're going to be checking on a skill inventory, a values inventory, and a tool for asking the client to be thoughtfully considering their roles in their lives. I have found these to be the three most important to midlife folks. We're going to examine a couple of possibilities, three in fact, that are especially appropriate for midlifers. We have to focus our assessments with any of our clients, but midlifers are more sophisticated in their thoughts sometimes about themselves. That doesn't mean, however, their information is totally accurate. So we're going to think about values, interests, roles, as well as skills. Let's begin one of the most important pieces for midlife people, and that is skills. There is an amazing inventory in Career One Stop. If you look in our topic for this course, you'll find the link. I suggest you do the inventory yourself. You'll find that the Career One Stop materials come with great instructions, and of course, you'll want to cover those with your client. I generally find that for midlife individuals, skills are what gives them confidence, helps them make a decision, and most importantly, gets them hired. Make sure you acquaint yourself with using this system because it's very easy to save the material and your client can link to it, even if they are doing the inventory in your presence or if you're on a virtual system. Once again, for this inventory, make sure you cover the instructions and help the individual understand they are thinking about not whether or not they like to do something, but how well they feel they do it at this stage. Another area I consider extremely important is values. And this values matcher inventory on Career One Stop is also an excellent tool. Read the instructions carefully. This one is going to be a card sort and yield some excellent discussions for you. Always make sure that you are preparing your client for the inventory. Help them to understand that these are not right or wrong tests, but they're allowing them to gain information about self and have the opportunity to consider that information in relationship to their choices. This inventory does have a trait and factor piece to it, which can be helpful, but probably the value is far, far more in the results around the values and contemplating what those mean to an individual. Just like your skills inventory, but probably even more so, it is extremely important to be thoughtful about the values that are named in any value inventory that you choose. These are the 6 core work values that actually came out of the work in the 1960s on the theory of work adjustments. As I said earlier, this is a card sort, so it's using minimal words. Again, very simple to use, but make sure your client understands the instructions. Here you see a screenshot of the final results, but one of the beautiful pieces of this software is the ability to email it directly to your clients with links. So make sure you understand that and use that. The result page provides a very nice bar chart with the 6 core values for discussion. Under the colorful bars up at the top or pop out menus that allow the client to look at each of the values and determine to what extent they are true about themselves. One of my favorite parts of this inventory are the very concrete suggestions for thinking about workplace culture or workplace behaviors, and then some very perceptive questions that a client can ask about a potential workplace or job. Here is a close-up example of the detailed, very practical job-related information that the client receives. Our final area for our midlifers is what's super called life space. And he developed for us this concept of the rainbow that talks about roles. I too find this very useful. Here's a different kind of roles inventory that I found particularly helpful. Steps 1 and 2 can be adapted as you see fit. You will find this in your course. And now it's time to wrap up. First and foremost, consider how the inventory you're choosing is appropriate for that individual's experience and knowledge. So that means thinking about the skill inventory. Are the skills that are being measured in whatever way relevant to the individual's future goals and past experiences? Likewise, with your values inventory, using a tool such as the Work Importance Profiler from ONET, which are the 6 values we looked at, is a standard and tried tool for us. Be very thoughtful about that value inventory. I strongly recommend that you develop a summary sheet where you help your client pull together the information and their goals. In other words, what is the relationship between them and the direction they are heading? You'll find some resources in your course for that. And just a little bit of administrative. Please follow the instructions on this slide so that I can issue your certificate of completion for your CEUs. And indeed, it's been a pleasure and a privilege to work with you. Please keep in touch.